solving an applied problem, just like before, for the following example that I'm going to look at, you need to go over these steps. Step number 1 is to read the problem carefully. You want to find out what information is given, what is it to found. Step number 2, you want to assign a variable. Assign a variable to represent the unknown values. Write down what each variable represents. A sketch would help. Diagram, make a sketch diagram or table as needed. We're going to look at some of the examples that we're going to make a sketch or diagram. Step number 3, you want to write a system of equations using all the variables that we introduced. Step number 4, you want to solve the system of equation using one of those methods that we learned. Step number 5, you want to state the answer. We're going to label it appropriately. We're going to look at see if it doesn't make sense, if it's reasonable. Step number 3 is to check our answer. So the first example is the geometry problems. We're going to find the dimension of soccer field. The rectangular soccer field has parameter of 360 yards. Its length is 20 yards more than its width. What is its dimensions? So we're going to read the problem carefully like we did and start assigning variables. We're going to let L equal to the length and W equal to the width, because that's the shape they're giving us. So we have here L. We're going to assign L be the length and W be the width. Step number 3 is write a system of equations. You have to read and see what are the relationship they're giving us. Well, you know the formula for the parameter is 2W plus 2L. So we should know the formula here. So P is equal to adding all the sides up. L plus W plus L plus W, or you can write as 2 times L plus W. Or you can write it as 2L plus 2W, or 2W plus 2L. So our first equation is right here. 2L plus 2W is given to us as being equal to 360. That's our first equation. Since the length is 20 yards more than the width, so here's our second equation. L is equal to W plus 20. This is our second equation. First equation, second equation. 2 equations are 2 unknown. Now we're going to set that up and solve for them. In this case, probably substitution method would be the best. You can use addition method if you like, or elimination method, writing in standard form. But since L is solved in terms of W already, if I substitute for each L, W plus 20 into the second equation, you can see I can solve for W. The only unknown would be W. So W would be equal to 80. We'll substitute that back into the first equation, and you can find the length. So the length of the field is 100 yards. Don't forget the unit. I see a lot of students just leave the answers 180 and leave it alone. You need to have a unit. It's 100 yards, and the width is 80 yards.